from exploring and seeing the vast oceans on our planet. And now I'm into probably the greatest and most strenuous journey that I've ever undertaken. Partnering with my blind friend Chris and building a house. We've got a guy who's busy leading this build who can't tell a straight line from a skew line. This can't be a recipe for success, or can it?
So Riaan's taking on the role of foreman. Basically, he's going to be my eyes. I just want to get stuck in and prove that a blind man can do anything that a sighted person is able to.
I guess when we named this building Blind, we wanted to be honest about what we were going to do. But when you say it over and over, it gets scarier and scarier. We are going to be building blind. Proudly brought to you by Everite, home of Nutec, building solutions that you can trust.
Yeah, just some issues with windows. The holes for the windows been in the wrong place, the height's not correct and things like that. For example, the window in the bathroom is so low that you can't put a bath in front of it, so we need to reshuffle the design of the bathroom a little bit, which means that plumbing work that we did there into the concrete needs to be amended. And there's also a situation where in our scullery as well as in the granny flat kitchen, the window is so low that it'll be behind the cupboard. So we needed to raise it just a little bit so that the top of the counter is not midway in the glass. So this is a 2-meter measuring stick. So what I do is I just put it on the wall like that, and I know then that I'm at 2 meters, and each section is about 20 centimeters. So if I just run it, I've got 2.2, 2.4, 2.6, 2.8, 3 meters, 3.2, 3.4, and halfway is about 3.5. So I know this room is 3.5 meters wide. Instead of having a nice big shower that you can have as a walk-in shower, because the shower is meant to come to here and be a walk-in shower, it's now going to be a smaller 1.2 shower with a door, just a normal shower, so that I can put the bath there, because now I can't put the bath there because the window is so low.
We've had amazing support from awesome suppliers like Nutec. Then we've had people who we've had to rely on to build the Nutec, to put it up. And then we had the people who we had to rely on for the design. And the challenge that we sit with now, Chris, is when those designs were drawn up, you couldn't see them. And obviously I couldn't explain it 100% to you. So now we sit with the situation where you have the ability to see the plans for the first time in 3D, and these issues are coming up. And the challenge that we sit with is it's now having financial implications.
Huge financial
for
implications,
us.
yeah. Getting to the point of having the trusses here, it was like a summit, a mountain that we had to climb, and I didn't quite comprehend how many trusses there were until the truck took 5-6 hours to offload the first batch, and right at the end of that, the guy said, well, there's another truckload coming the following morning with just about the same amount on. I guess that made the total bill somewhat more palatable. Feels like such a gauntlet we had to run to get to the point of having these trusses here, but as I stand now and feel them out, I realize how exciting a moment is, how wonderful a moment is. These trusses will knit together to form the skeleton, which eventually touches the walls at 178 different points and basically knits to make this whole house strong. And that'll hold up the roof tiles from Marley. It feels good that they're here. Now I just want them to go up so I can be excited again. Yeah, it's a moment, it's a rise. There's many ups and downs, crests and troughs that happen and that will continue happening through this project, but that's a big one. It's a big hurdle. I suppose this makes the highest point in the building, and it makes for one of the highest points in the project.
Do you think they'll start working?
When do I think or when do I know? Because when do I know, I don't know. But when do I think based on what I'm told and what I'm promised? On Monday, which is 2 days from now. I am looking forward to just sitting at the point where we can sit in our home together, have everything done, have a cocktail in hand, and laugh at all these
We'll get there.
these beatings. Eh?
We'll get there. Don't worry.
Brendan just brought me some samples so that I could choose some cladding for the walls. He gave me some great ideas as well. He's got a product, it's basically big sheets with a wood grain on, so I'm going to use that in lieu of a backsplash. So where I would have put mosaic tiles in the kitchen, we'll have that fitted nice between the top and bottom cupboard and a tall standing one behind the stove. And we'll just paint that up with a nice technique using an acrylic, an enamel type paint actually, so that it's a splashback, but also something that brings their product into the kitchen and carries it further through the house.
Thanks for inviting me to your office, by the way.
This is my office, yeah. It's clad by Nutec walls, still need a screed, but get in there.
I like the minimalist style at the moment. It's working well.
We don't have a roof, but
Natural
it's
sunlight.
not outside there, so it's coming.
Okay, so what I have here, and this is just a sample, I want to put in your hand. That is a sample of one of our handy planks, or one of our planks.
So all the same width?
There's two widths. So we've got a 225 width, which is the one that you have at the moment, and there's a 150mm width, which is slightly shorter or a thinner width, and that's really just for structures that are a little bit smaller, so to help the scale relate to the structure. But what you might be able to feel is a bit of a wood grain.
Wood grain, yeah.
So what we are using is the plain one in places on your structure, but this one is just to illustrate that you can do it in a wood grain finish.
Where are
as
we
well.
using the plain one? Aside from
There are accent walls that Les has pointed out externally to break the long runs of the elevation. So those will be used as an accent feature just to break up that monotony. And
these or the plain ones?
the plain ones, which will overlap on each other.
Okay. Yeah, it's always good to see Riaan. He was seemed a bit like tired almost. I think his hands are always so full that he just doesn't ever really have a chance to breathe. I suppose that happens when he's driving in the car, when he's not on the phone, or when he's away in Turkey with his family. Luckily, he brought me a box of Turkish delight, which is really nice. He thought he'd surprise me and put it in my hand, and I said, "Oh, thanks. Is this Turkish delight?" And he was like, "Oh, how did you know?"
Yeah, it's nice to have Brendan available just to come to the site. I mean, he's the expert and he knows what we can get done over here, although we're still jumping the gun because we still don't have the roof up yet. So,
you know, this project has got two elements to it. There's the build and the production. And without Riaan managing the production and having his name behind the project, I don't think that I would have as easily got as much support. The companies have been so willing to get involved and put their hand up, bring their products and help me build this home, help me do it blind. And I give a lot of credit to Riaan. He's earned those stripes, he's got the name, he's been doing this for so many years that he's old salt when it comes to the adventurer world. And right now, I'm reaping some of the rewards of that, and I'm so grateful.